in listen-only mode.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Rob Romanowski, the Director of Operations with 3HTI, and I'm joined today with Bruce Bodnick, our Senior Engineering Director, to present to you this fine webinar titled Innovate and Make a Better Product. We'd like to thank you all for taking time to join us today, and we hope to, I'm going to talk fast, so hopefully you guys can listen fast, and we're going to go through a couple of slides, and it's not going to be death by PowerPoint, I promise. And then we're going to have Bruce do a tremendous live demo. So I will tell you, this is not a cooking show. What I mean by that is a lot of times when people watch a cooking show or you see cooking shows on television, you don't see the prep work. You don't see a lot of the people cutting the onions and the peppers and everything else. It's basically you have things that are thrown together in front of you. And usually the chef will say, oh, and I throw in some secret sauce or some secret spice, and you don't know what the secret spice is because they're not really giving you all their secrets. And then they turn around and put it in the oven, and then they pull out what they've made because an hour ago they made it and threw it in the oven. So anyway, I guess the point I'm trying to make is everything is going to be live. So when Bruce is going through these examples on the demo, it's actually happening in real time. So I just wanted everybody to know that. A couple of housekeeping items before we get started. Everybody's going to be on mute during the presentation and throughout the demo, and we're going to take questions at the end. But if you have any questions while the webinar is going on, please type them in. We'll try to answer them as they come in, but we will definitely have a question and answer session at the end for everybody. So without further ado, I want to give you just a couple of slides, like two or three slides about 3HTI. And basically who we are is we're a company that's trying to help people live better lives. Now, what does that mean? I mean, because, a lot of companies may or may not have a similar type of focus, but what we're trying to do is we're trying to solve problems. We have customers who have issues and problems that keep them up at night. And ultimately, that's what we're trying to do is solve those problems so that they can be more relaxed, so they can have a better work day and create a better product. Because I would just say, me personally, when I'm stressed, I'm not thinking all that clearly. And in today's business world, it's so competitive. Everybody's stressed and everybody's trying to move forward, but not everybody has the ability to take the time to think. So what we're trying to do is reduce your level of stress so that you can make a better product and also ultimately live a better life. Our product portfolio consists of multiple solutions. Today specifically, we're going to be discussing the PTC area with Creo, with the capabilities of Creo 3.0. And we're also a provider of 3D printers, being a Stratasys reseller and Markforged. We are a Mentor Graphics reseller as well, and several
Are
other.
you showing your screen?
I thought I was showing my screen.
No, I don't see your screen.
Bruce, thank you very much for letting me know.
Yes.
Am I live now?
Yes. Yes.
Excellent. Apologize for that minor hiccup. So,
Yeah.
Getting back to it, we are a reseller for PTC, and today we're going to be focusing on the Creo suite. But we're also a reseller for 3D printers for Markforged, which makes a pretty incredible carbon fiber 3D printer, as well as for the Stratasys Idea series. We are a reseller for Mentor Graphics, so we provide solutions in analysis for various types of fluid flow. We have a couple of manufacturing solutions with Multi-DNC and NC Simul, as well as Moldex 3D, a analysis solution for plastic injection molding, and rendering software solution for KeyShot, which makes some pretty high-end rendering and animations, and a configurator from a company called Controls Pro Studio. And these are some of our recent customers within the past 3 months that we've done business with. So I think the point of seeing this is these are names that most of you can recognize, but it doesn't really matter what size company you are. We have expertise that can basically solve whatever your problem is. And it's not to say that somebody has smaller problems or bigger problems. If it's your problem, it's a big problem, and we are equipped to be able to help you solve that problem and move your business forward. So we're excited to be doing business with these companies as well as every single customer that we have. Now, in essence, what is this really about? I mean, what we're really focused on today is we're trying to save time, increase efficiency, and improve your product quality. And in saving time through that efficiency, if you were able to receive, say, just 2 hours a week, and those 2 hours a week, and you were able to create a better product in the process, how would you spend that time? Would you take more time to plan what your next product was or how to make that product better? Would you take that time to just be able to think? Like I was saying earlier, sometimes we get a little stressed and we get inside our head and we can't really think clearly. We have to sometimes remove ourselves and find a quiet place so we can think what our next strategy is. Or would you just take that time and spend some more time with your family? Maybe have the ability to leave work early, leave at 6 o'clock instead of 8 o'clock at night, or because I know how hard everybody on this line works. So if there was, what would you do with that time if you had it? I mean, think about it. What would you do with it? And the reason I'm telling you this is because this technology within Creo 3.0 does provide measurable results. It does provide time-saving results. It does help you make a better product, and it does increase your efficiency. If it didn't, we wouldn't be making these claims. So Unite technology, I had one customer ask me, well, what is that? It sounds like some kind of code. Well, it kind of does sound like a code, and it's if it's hard to kind of piece together what it is. But in a nutshell, what Unite technology does is it gives you the ability, as the user of Creo 3.0, the ability to work with other CAD files and CAD systems directly without the need of a STEP or an IGES file. Hence the term Unite, that you can unite with a non-native CAD system. So it gives you the ability to import, open these files within Creo itself. You can also automatically update new versions of non-PTC Creo data within your design. And you can also save these as another CAD format, whether it's SolidWorks, CATIA, or SIEMENS. Now, there's an extension to be able to do the automatic update and the save as features. However, the base configuration of Creo 3.0, you're able to import and open these files, and that's what we're going to take a look at today. So what that means is there's no need for any non-PTC license or software to be installed on your workstation anymore. You already have that ability within the base model of Creo 3.0. Now, this is an interesting slide because it discusses some of the challenges within data migration. A lot of times if you need something and you have to make an upfront conversion, and you have to do something quickly, it's going to cost you the most money. If you have an on-demand conversion, it might cost you less money, but in some cases it might still take a little more time depending on how you need to continue this conversion and whatever issues you run into during the process. With PTC Creo, it's a lot different. It's basically the ability to have this conversion from one file to another is literally at your fingertips, and you can do it at any time that you see fit. So the consolidation is basically being able to drag in the file itself, and there's the capabilities within Creo that recognize the geometry so it's not dumb geometry. Part of this, and this is going to be a part of what Bruce presents today with his demonstration, is flexible modeling. Flexible modeling is basically a direct modeling capability that recognizes geometry. So back in 2007, 2008, PTC bought from Hewlett-Packard a software program, a direct modeling software program called Co-Create. And what PTC did was they took the Granite kernel that Pro Engineer runs on, and they wrote the code for this direct modeling software of Co-Create onto the kernel of the Granite kernel of Wildfire, hence the term Creo. Now, in the flexible modeling capability was available with the second version as an extension. Now it's available within the base model. And once again, what this flexible modeling allows you to do is it recognizes geometries. It makes late stage, gives you the ability to complete late stage design changes really fast. So instead of talking more over it, I'm just going to let Bruce show you more as he goes into his demonstration. So at this time, I'm going to pass the keys over to you, Bruce.
Okay, and I guess I will share my screen.
Wait, hang on, I got to make you the presenter. I touched the wrong button. There we go.
Can you see my screen?
I see your screen.
All right, so basically we're going to kind of run through two quick demos here. And the first one, we're going to basically show how we can use the Unite technology and work on make use of geometry that came from a different CAD system. So I'm going to come in here and set my working directory and open up an assembly. And this is a Creo assembly. It's a partial assembly of an electric razor. And what we want to do is we want to assemble in a motor into this assembly. So what I'm going to do is I'll just temporarily hide that component. I want to drop the motor into this subassembly, so I'll activate it. And now I'm just going to just use regular old Creo functionality and look for a part. And I happen to have a part. Now this is not a Creo part, this is an NX part. But using the Unite technology, I can simply pick it and open it up. And I'll just right-click on it and put it at the default location and assemble it into my assembly. And it shows up in the model tree as if I expand this motor subassembly, it shows up here as an actual Creo part. I'm now going to assemble in a different object. I'm going to bring in a Creo sheet metal shield that more or less holds this motor into position. So let me open up this contact shield part. And if I go below here, I'm going to basically match up, apply some what I call assembly placement constraints to define how this object is located in this assembly. And I'll just pick pairs of references, and we want this about 33.6. All right, now notice if I zoom up here, notice how the tabs of the motor are going through the shield. So we actually have to fix the shield so that we have openings in it. So we're just going to very quickly activate this part. And we're going to make use of something called copy geometry, which allows me to copy geometry from one part into another. And what we're going to do is come in here and basically copy this surface and this surface from the motor part, keeping in mind that this motor came with an NX part. And I'm just going to bring those into the part, into the sheet metal part, which I'll now just open up in a separate window so you can see it a little bit better. So these two surfaces you see here are what I just copied in. And what we're going to do is use those as references for what's called a user-defined feature. If there are common shapes or features, sets of features that you make use of, you can save them to disk and have them in a library. We're going to actually use this one that's in this directory called cutout. And now we have to tell Creo how to place this. We want to place on this surface using this as the horizontal, that as the vertical, and the back surface here is the back reference. And you can see that it did apply this shape or this cut to the part I'm interested in, which gives me an opening so I don't have any obstruction. And now that cut is still selected, so I'll just use a copy icon and then a paste special, which would then allow me to rotate this part about the center axis for the second tab, and it has to be 180 degrees. So at this point, if I, let's just hide the copy geometry and close this window, I can go back to my motor assembly and see that in fact I made the change to this part correctly. At this point, I'm going to basically save this assembly, and it saved it to disk. And what we're going to do is simulate what happens when I bring in a different motor. So we're going to say, let's say the vendor said I have a different version of the motor. This is an old version, so what we have to do is replace one with the other. So what I'll do is I'll just close this current window, erase everything out of my current Creo memory. I'll go into my, open up a Windows Explorer window, and this is the directory where I'm pulling my parts out of. I'm going to go into the subdirectory here where I have a new version of the motor. So again, this is a NX part, and I'll just copy it and then paste it into this directory and tell it to overwrite the motor that was already in the directory. At this point, I'll go ahead and open up the shaver assembly by itself, or again, just hit the top shaver top level, and it's just going to open it up. And notice that from the appearance, the motor actually changed. Okay, and now, however, notice that this the cut is still there. The new motor has some additional tabs here. If I do a regenerate, however, it will then update the sheet metal part, and now the cuts in the sheet metal part update to the changes in this part. So I basically swapped in a new NX part, and the cuts I had made in the sheet metal Creo part updated fairly automatically without me having to do anything. So that hopefully that shows you how you might make use of Unite technology to be able to use parts that are in a different CAD system format that maybe you're used to and or that you normally deal with, and now you can work with them seamlessly within Creo. All right, that's the first half of the demo. Let's, I'm just going to erase everything out of memory, change my working directory to flexible modeling, and now what I'd like to do is actually show you how you can make use of this flexible modeling functionality that Rob mentioned to easily make changes to objects that maybe were not originally modeled in Creo. So let's say someone sent you an image, said, hey, we have a part, we need to be changed. There's a part that has 3 tabs on it on the back here, and they want it modified to have 4 tabs, and they want to replicate this geometry at the top on the bottom of the housing here. So in the past, I would have said, oh, sure, that's no problem. Send me the Creo model. I can do it in a few minutes, probably, if with the Creo model, and then, you know, and they'd say, well, we don't have it in Creo. We have it in SolidWorks, say. And then I'd say, well, okay, and my time estimate would quadruple, if not more. And however, with the flexible modeling, it's very easy to make these changes. So that's what I'm going to demonstrate here. So at that point, I'll just go ahead in Creo and open up this part. That is a SolidWorks part, and it comes in here. And notice it does have 3 flanges, and this top boss is only at the top. So using what's called flexible modeling, I can very quickly make the gross changes that I need to, even though that notice in the model tree there are no features. There's no individual features that I would normally be used to if this was a real Creo part. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just start moving things around. So I'll basically pick up this surface, recognize that as a cut. Oh, before I do that, I always forget to do this. I'm going to create a datum axis down through the middle of the cylinder, because everything I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be rotating about that axis. All right, so with that, I'll pick up this ear, and now I'm going to basically rotate it about this axis, and I'll bring it up 15 degrees. So originally I had 3 tabs that were at 120 degrees apart. I'm going to end up with 4 tabs at 9 degrees apart, so I have to bring this in 15 degrees. And likewise, I'll basically do the same thing on this ear. Move that relative to this central axis, 15 degrees in that direction. Now notice this third tab. Again, I'll move it relative to this guy and move him 45 degrees. And now what I'm going to do is actually make a copy of this tab for the fourth one. So I'll pick it up as a piece of geometry. I'll say move relative to the axis here. Let's rotate it around, sorry. Relative to this. But now in the dashboard, I'm going to tell it to leave a copy behind. So now I'll just rotate this around 9 degrees. And now I get a fourth one there. At this point, I'll come in here. I don't, since I want to replicate this geometry at the bottom, I really don't need this cut here, so I'll just pick it up and remove it. And now I'm going to basically take this shape and pick it up as a boss. But I don't need the inside, oops, sorry. Let's try it again, boss. But I don't need this surface or this surface. I just need what's in green. And likewise, I'll use the move tool that I've been using all along here. Again, rotate that shape about the center axis. And again, tell it to leave a copy behind. And bring it around 180 degrees. And at that point, I pretty much have accomplished what I intended. There's additional functionality, and let's say he wanted to change the size of these holes. I could actually pick up that surface and modify it, and actually modify the diameter. It is actually if I want to change all 4 of them, it would be better just to pick that up and recognize it as a cut, and then use what's called a pattern recognition feature. And it looks through the model, finding similar geometry, and it picked that up as a pattern. Now if I go and say I want to modify the size of this, and I'll make it rather small just to demonstrate. Under the options, I can now say propagate that change to the pattern, and when I complete it, notice it actually updated those holes. So this basically kind of brings the demo to a conclusion, I guess. We'll open the floor to any questions there may be. Rob, are you still there?
Oh, I'm still here. Nice job, Bruce. So yeah, at this time, if anybody has any questions concerning what you just saw, please feel free to type those in. Also, if you look in the handouts file, I had uploaded a Unite Technology PDF so that you can download that and take a look at it on your own, and kind of maybe it'll stimulate some thought to ask some other questions or give you some more insight to this this amazing technology. So I'm going to take back control, Bruce, if you don't mind.
Okay, no problem.
And it was interesting that one piece I saw you show in there that was rendered in KeyShot. That looked pretty good.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. So anyway, if you have any questions or want to contact us as far as some other information concerning anything, give us a call. You can email us at info@3hti.com. You can contact me directly in my email, rromanowski@3hti.com, or give me a call on my phone number there, and I would be happy to help you out and get you moving in the right direction. First question was, would it be possible to replace the first motor with the second motor? That way the second one can have a different file name.
Yeah, yes. You could, yes. Yeah, that would work too. Yes. I could have simply picked the first motor, used the regular Creo replace component functionality, said replace unrelated component, pick the new motor that had a different file name, and it would get replaced. I might have to then fix up the copy geometry, have to try it, but it would probably pick that up if it was the same surface. But yes, you could do that.
Excellent. We have another question. What if the sheet metal had a different thickness than the sample feature thickness?
The cut would still work. How they, where I use the define feature to put the cut through the sheet metal part. When you create such a feature that you want to use on multiple parts, you construct it such that the thickness can change easily without affecting, the cut working. If that answers the question.
Next question is, actually there's two questions. One asks, is this option available for Creo 2?
Flexible modeling?
The flexible modeling option is available for Creo 2.0. The Unite technology is not available for Creo 2.0. The Unite technology is only available with Creo 3.0. And then the next question asks, does this work with SolidWorks 2016 files?
Not yet.
So I know that PTC is working on making this compatible with 2016 SolidWorks files, but we're not sure yet when or what updated version that's going to be included in. Or if that would be Creo 4.0. Good questions. Is there a comprehensive list of all formats that this is capable of? And I'm guessing the question is,
Unite Technology brochures would have that, correct?
Yes, the Unite Technology brochure would list the compatible formats for SolidWorks, CATIA, Unigraphics, etc. So it would all be listed within the within that brochure that I uploaded into handouts, and it will also specify which ones you're able to open, import, as well as save as. It'll tell you the specific files. Statement, I haven't seen any with the years, so since you don't have SolidWorks, yeah, the years, so basically anything that's back earlier than 2015 versions and back for any of those files, any of those builds, would be compatible with the Unite technology. The only version that I know of that is not at this point is the SolidWorks 2016. But everything else listed would be the other versions, CATIA V5, CATIA V6. So these are really good questions. All right, so we are at the bottom of the hour. So I'm gonna release everybody. So hopefully right now you guys can you know, there's still some work to be done for me for the end of the day, but at least we have a a good weekend to take care of ourselves, take care of our families, and maybe even hopefully have a little fun. So at this time, I'm gonna end the webinar, and I want to thank everybody for being on. Bruce, you did a great job as always. And once again, if you have any questions about
Thanks.
anything, feel free to reach out. We want to be helpful and answer questions and give you as much information as possible. So once again, thanks for being on, and have a great day. Take care, everybody.
Goodbye.